Hello. My name is Katya. Today we're just going to be doing a 60-minute yoga flow practice. Thank you for joining me. Before we get started, I want to let you know that if you have any questions throughout our practice or any comments, feel free to use the chat box. I also want to mention that during today's practice, you might feel some discomfort as we're going through stretches, and I encourage you to breathe through that discomfort. However, keep an eye out for pain because while sometimes exercise, sometimes asanas and yoga can be a little bit uncomfortable, we are really going to try to avoid causing ourselves any pain because it shouldn't be painful. I would also like to start out all of my yoga practices with an acknowledgement of the fact that yoga is a ancient both spiritual practice and science that originated in the subcontinent of India. I feel very lucky to have gained a little bit of knowledge to be able to share my practice with you, but I highly encourage you to continue researching more about yoga. It's a wonderful path. Today we will be practicing one of the 8 limbs of yoga, that's asanas, which are the poses. And throughout our practice today, we're going to try to make sure that we're maintaining our breathing in line with our poses, because one of the goals is, in addition to getting your body warm and comfortable and strong, another very important aspect of asana practice is to learn how to, or to practice aligning the flow of energy through your body, prana or breath, with the physical physicality of your body, I should say. So before we get started, go ahead and find a comfortable seated position, whether you're seated on your knees or on your butt. If you're sitting on the ground, try and just grab your glutes and move them out to the side. See if you can locate your sit bones. They should feel like 2 bones sticking straight down to the ground. And once you can find them and sort of balance comfortably on your sit bones, you can feel your shoulders in line with your hips and your back straight between that. Once you're comfortable position, go ahead and place your hands either on your knees, palms up, palms down, or in your lap. Any way that's comfortable for you. And inhale deeply through the nose. And exhale with your eyes. With our eyes closed, we're just going to gently bring our attention to our breath. Feel the inflow and outflow of air through your nostrils. And just notice the quality of your breath. There's no way for it to be good or bad or right or wrong. Just notice how it is, and notice how it continues, even if you don't pay any attention to it. Now is a good time to set an intention for our practice. Whether that's physical, emotional, spiritual, mental. Go ahead and just take a moment to set an intention you can come back to today. When your mind starts to wander, go ahead and bring your attention back to your breath. Just gently letting the thoughts stay where they are, but not grasping them or pushing them away. As you bring your attention back to your breath, Feel the thoughts slowly dissipate and dissolve. And continue breathing deeply in and out of your nose. As you breathe, try to bring your attention to the rest of your body. Notice if there's any places in your body that feel tight, that are holding tension. That might be a little bit more fragile today. And just acknowledge them and promise yourself that at any point during today's practice, you feel like you might be overworking that part of your body, just take a step back. Inhale deeply. On the next exhale, go ahead, drop your head to the left and roll your head forward and around the back. And just gently, your head rolling in a clockwise rotation. Trying to get a full range of motion into your neck. Keeping your eyes closed and switch direction. Rotating your head counterclockwise. Next inhale, we're going to come back to center, sitting straight up. Inhale, we're going to place our right hand down on the ground, reach our left arm up, gently bending our right arm. Reach your left arm over to the right side. A gentle stretch in your left side. If you'd like, you can extend your right arm out a little bit further, bringing your elbow to the ground. Just try to keep your elbows or your shoulders pulled away from your ears. And a long extension through your side. And inhale, come back through center, reach your right arm up and exhale over to the left. Again, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. You can let your gaze follow your right hand up and over. And just 2 breaths here. Exhale, inhale, we're going to come back up, placing our right hand behind us and our left hand on our right knee. We're going to inhale straight up. Exhale, twist over to the right side. 1 breath here. Inhale. And exhale, come back to center. You're going to place your left hand behind you, bring your right hand over to your left knee. Inhale straight up. Exhale, twist gently to the left. Deep breath here. Inhale deeply. And exhale, release back to center. Inhale, extend your arms out in front of you. Drop your, sorry, my computer gave me an update. Drop your fingers to the ground. Go ahead and just pedal out your wrists a little bit on the ground in front of you. Palms towards the ground. And flip your hands over so the backs of your hands are walking themselves out on your mat in front of you. We're going to inhale, bring our arms back, our shoulders, and inhale, roll our shoulders back, our elbows back, drawing big circles with our elbows. And switch direction. Breathing deeply in and out through your nose. And exhale, release. Go ahead, bring your knees out in front of you. So your feet are flat on the ground, your knees are up. Just take a second, roll out our wrists. Out. And back in. Give your arms a little bit of movement if they need that. Forward, up, out to the side. We're going to interlace our fingers underneath our left knee, or underneath our right knee, and bend our left knee underneath us, or you can keep it out if you'd like. Interlacing our fingers, we're going to inhale, extend our legs straight out. Exhale, pull our knee into our chest. Inhale, extend your legs straight out. Exhale, pull into your chest. When you extend your leg, make sure you're keeping your foot flexed. You're extending to whatever height is comfortable for you, just trying to straighten your leg. Exhale, pulling in. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, pull in. 1 more. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, pull in. Releasing your foot to the ground. We're now going to it's really hard, but try to make sure to keep your back straight during these. Sometimes I get lazy and I forget. But balancing again on our glutes, we're going to lift our feet up off the ground. Just do some gentle ankle rotations, clockwise and counterclockwise, drawing a circle with our toes. And then extend, try to draw an even bigger circle with your toes, this time rotating from the knee. Wherever is comfortable, if you feel any pain, go ahead and just draw slightly smaller circles, or stop, and switch direction. Again, try to keep your back as straight as possible during all of these movements. And release your leg to the ground. Now we're going to switch, tucking our right leg underneath and interlacing our fingers underneath our left thigh. We're going to inhale, extend our leg straight out. Exhale, pull. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, pull in. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, pull in. Now we're going to draw some circles with our feet, with our toes, clockwise, and then counterclockwise. And then draw an bigger circle with our whole foot rotating from the knee, trying to get some movement into our knees. And switch direction. And release your foot back to the ground. We're going to roll over our knees and come into child's pose really quick, just for a moment. So in child's pose, your toes are together, your knees are apart, and we're leaning back so that our hands are reached out either in front of us or out at our sides, and our hips are resting kind of on top of our heels. This is a really good restorative pose. It's available to you at any point in the practice. Please feel free to come here if you need to rest, or even if you just want to. One deep breath here. Your next inhale, go ahead and come up to tabletop position. In tabletop, our wrists are directly below our shoulders and our knees are directly below our hips. If you have weak knees, either a towel or fold your mat underneath you so you have better support. If you have weak wrists, you can also come up on your fists. That'll be a little bit easier on your wrists. Here we are at tabletop. We're going to inhale, check the back, look up to the side. Exhale, curve, look at the belly button. Go with the flow of your own breath and really try to make sure that you're moving through your whole breath. Not pause in either direction. Give a constant flow of breath and movement. Let's do 2 more of these with your own breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. 1 more inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, come to neutral. We're going to incorporate some arms into this. This is one of my favorite exercises for shoulders. So we're going to inhale, reach our left arm straight up to the sky, opening up, letting our gaze go up towards the sky. Exhale, we're going to thread that left hand between our right arm and our right leg, bringing our head just a touch on the ground. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, thread through. Again, going on breath. Maintain movement for the entire duration of your breath, not pausing too much at either end. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale all the way through. Let's go ahead and drop your head and your shoulders to the ground and inhale your right arm up towards the sky. In this position, it's really easy for your hips to fall over to the right side, whichever side is open. Try to keep your hips in line with your knees. Gazing up at your hand, you can either stay in this position if this is comfortable for you, or you can rotate your hand, bend at the elbow. Use your right hand to grab your left thigh. Give yourself a little bit more leverage. And breathe deeply in this position. We'll do 7 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, come untwisted. Place your right hand on the ground. Inhale, push yourself back up. And we're back in tabletop. We do the same thing on the other side now. We're going to inhale, reach our right arm straight up to the sky. Exhale, thread through. Inhale, come up. Exhale, thread through. 3 more. Inhale, come up. Exhale, thread through with the flow of your own breath. Inhale, come up. Exhale, thread through. 1 more. Inhale, come up. Exhale, thread through. Go ahead, drop your shoulder and your head to the ground. Inhale, your left arm up towards the sky. Either stay here or twist. Bend at the elbow, your right thigh, and try to make sure your hips stay in line with your shoulders, or better yet, your knees. And 7 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, come undone. Inhale, or exhale, come undone. Place your left hand on the ground. Inhale, come back up through tabletop. We're going to tuck our knees under and inhale, exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Here we are in our first downward facing dog. Go ahead, just take a minute, pedal out your legs a little bit. Get some movement into those hamstrings. Make sure your shoulders are rotated away from your ears, that your hands are firmly planted, that you're rooted through all of your fingertips. Inhale, raise our right leg up to the sky and just start drawing just circles with your knee. Opening up wide, one direction and the other. And come back to downward facing dog. And on the other side, inhale, reach your left leg up and draw big circles with your left knee. 3, 4, 5, and the other direction. 3, 4, 5. Great. Inhale, look to the top of your mat, bend your knees, and walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. Go ahead and grab your elbows, just hang here for a minute, letting the top half of your body hang. And release your hands to your shins or your knees or the floor, wherever's comfortable. Inhale, staying where you are, just flatten your back. See if you can look forward a little bit more. Inhale deeply and exhale, release back down. We're going to inhale and gently roll up, feeling each of our vertebrae one at a time until we come to standing or Samasthiti. In this position, let's just take a second to check in with our alignment. Your feet should be placed on the ground right next to each other. We're trying to make sure that your weight is evenly distributed across your entire foot. So you can do this by lifting up your toes, and then you'll feel weight all along your toes across. Try to get them as far away from each other as possible. Feel yourself really grabbing the floor with your toes. Notice where your ankles are. Try to bring your hips in line with your ankles and your shoulders in line with your hips. We're going to avoid trying to do any extra curvature in either direction. Just really try to make sure that your ankles and your shoulders are all aligned with one another. Top of our mat, we're going to start with a few sun salutations. Inhale, we're going to reach all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center, come down through the ground. Inhale, step your right foot back, left foot forward. Runner's lunge, look up. Exhale, we're going to step our left foot back, come down through chaturanga, knees, chest, and chin, touch the ground. Inhale, either cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment here, just a breath, walk out your legs. And inhale, we're going to step our right foot forward, left foot back, look up towards the sky. Exhale, bring our left foot to meet our right, down. And inhale, we're going to come all the way up. And again, exhale, hands through heart center. Let's come back down to the ground. Inhale, step your right back, left foot forward, look up. Exhale, step your left foot back to meet your right chaturanga down to the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, left foot back, look up. Exhale, bring your left to meet your right. Inhale, we're going to reach all the way up. And one more exhale, hands through heart center, come down to the ground. And step your right foot back, left foot front, look up. Exhale, step your left foot back to meet your right chaturanga down to the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, look up. Exhale, bring the foot to meet your right. And inhale, we're going to come all the way up. And exhale, release. Now we're going to do slight variation on that sun salutation. And we're going to incorporate chair pose. So inhale, we're going to bend at the knees as if we're sitting in a chair, making sure that you can see your toes in front of your knees. And inhale, your arms up to the sky. Take 5 breaths here. 1, rotate your shoulders away from your ears. 2, sink a little bit deeper into the pose. 3, breathe. 4, breathe. 5, exhale, bring your hands through heart center, release down to the ground. Inhale, bend your knees and walk, step, or jump into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're going to inhale our right leg up, straight to the sky. Bring it forward, stepping in front of our right foot. Going to rotate our back heel down to the ground at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, come up into warrior one. In warrior one, both of our feet are planted firmly on the ground. Our shoulders are rolled away from our ears. And our hips and our shoulders are rotated towards the front of our mat. 3 more breaths. 1. A little bit deeper. 2. Hold. 3. Hold. Inhale once more. And exhale, we're going to open up to warrior two, stepping our back foot back just a little bit further, widening our stance. This time our hips and our shoulders are open to the wide side of our mat. Our shoulders are rolled back from our ears. Our gaze is over our middle finger. We're bending a little bit deeper into that front leg. 3 more breaths. 1. 2. 3. Inhale, we're going to stretch our front leg. Walk our back foot just a little bit closer, keeping our arms out. Inhale. Exhale, reach over towards your right arm. Drop your right arm either to your shin, your ankle, or the ground. Inhale, your left arm, we're going to come to the triangle. As your gaze follows your left arm up towards the sky, try to drop your ribs so that instead of being curved, your ribs are flat as much as possible, perpendicular to your shoulders. If you hyperextend your knees a little bit like I do, you can go ahead and put a little bit of a bend into that front knee, wherever's comfortable. Let's take 3 more breaths here. 1. 2. 3. Inhale, exhale, release that front leg, or not release that front leg, bend that front leg. We're going to come to extended side angle. If you'd like, you can place your elbow on top of your knee and reach this way. Otherwise, place your hand on the outside of your right leg and reach your left arm overhead, reaching out to try to form a straight line between your left leg and your left arm. Let's take 3 more breaths here. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Exhale, go ahead and turn towards that knee, pushing up, and then dropping your left knee to the ground. As you bend your left knee onto the ground, you can either choose to stay here if this is comfortable for you, or you can come down to your wrists or to your elbows or to a block if that's more comfortable. Another variation is to place your left hand on the ground and sort of push away from your right leg or your right knee a little bit for some opening in your chest. I'm going to come down here. Let's stay wherever you want. Let's take 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, we're going to push ourselves back up, coming onto our back knee, straightening our front leg, flexing that foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release over your front right leg, getting a good stretch through those hamstrings. 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale, we're going to bring our weight back forward. And if you'd like, you can stay here. You can also push up onto your front knee to get a good stretch through your front quads. If you'd like, you can also place your left hand on the ground. Bend your left knee. Inhale your right arm back. Try to grab your left foot with your right hand. Just enough to get a good stretch through your front quads. And breathing deeply. Let's take 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and release that leg. And on our next inhale, we're just going to go ahead and tuck our knee and push back into downward facing dog. Take a moment here. Walk out your legs. See if you can notice how the right side of your body feels in relation to the left side of your body. We're about to do the entire sequence again on the left side. So here in downward facing dog, we're going to inhale, reach our left foot straight back up towards the sky. Inhale, step forward, rotating our back heel onto the ground, bending our front knee. Inhale, come up into warrior 1. 5 breaths in warrior 1. 1, 2, 3, go a little bit deeper. 4, 5. Inhale, we're going to open up, move our right foot back just a little bit, coming into warrior 2. Our gaze follows our left middle finger. Our hips and our shoulders are in line, opening to the side of our mat. We're trying to make sure our front knee isn't falling in too much. Let's take 4 more breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, reach forward with your left arm, dropping your left hand either to your shin, to your ankle or to the ground. Bring your back foot in just a little bit closer, whatever's comfortable. And inhale, your right hand up towards the sky. Exhaling, trying to get your ribs as flat as possible so that your back remains straight. And 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, go ahead and bend your front leg. Bring your left arm either to your elbow and extending your right hand right in line with your back leg, or either to a block or the ground. Again, bending down, coming to extended side angle and reaching to form a straight line between your right foot and your right hand. 5 breaths here. 1, deeply in and out through your nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, go ahead and release your right hand to the ground, push yourself up, and we're gonna raise our hips so that now they're in line with our mat. Dropping your back knee to the ground, maybe walking your front leg out a little bit. If you'd like, you can stay here. You can also place your right hand on the ground, push against your left knee for a little bit of leverage and openness in your chest. Or you can come down either to a block or to your elbows to lizard pose. And breathe deeply in this position. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, inhale, push yourself up using both of your hands. And we're gonna roll our weight back into our hips, straightening our front leg, flexing that foot, inhaling, straightening your back. Exhaling, relaxing over your left knee, your left leg, getting that good hamstring stretch. 6, 7 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhaling, coming forward again. And inhaling, if you'd like, you can either place your hands interlaced on your front leg for a good stretch through your front quad. Or if you'd like, placing your right hand on the ground, bending your back knee, and inhaling, reaching back, and grabbing your toes with your left hand. And breathing deeply here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, release that foot, placing your left hand on the ground, tuck your toe, inhale, go ahead, just push back into downward facing dog. Go ahead, take a second, walk out your knees, see how your body is feeling. Inhale, bend our right knee, and come forward, placing our shin flat on the ground into Pigeon Pose. You can decide at what angle you would like your shin on the ground. Some people try to come all the way out to 90 degrees. That's totally fine. Whatever works for you, whatever gives you a good stretch through your hips. If you'd like, you can stay up and come down to a block. Or if you'd like, you can come down to your elbows and relax into the ground. Let's take 10 breaths here. 10, 9. Go ahead and inhale, directing the breath towards your hips. And exhale any tension that they might be holding. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, push yourself up. And if you'd like, you can stay here, or you can bend your back foot. So go ahead, push myself a little bit further, bending my knee. Trying to get a good back bend out of this position. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, release. Go ahead, plant both hands on the ground, tucking your back toe, and pushing back into downward facing dog. Same thing on the other side. Pedaling out our legs, bending your left leg, and bringing your shin flat onto the ground, wherever's comfortable for you. Either stay here, either stay here in this position, or you can come down to a block, or your elbows, or your hands. And breaths here. As we're breathing deeply in and out through your nose, go ahead and see if you can connect with the intention that you set at the beginning of practice. 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, push yourself up. And bending your left leg, your right leg, you can grab your knee or grab your toe for an increased quad stretch. Or you can join me in a gentle back bend. Bring your hands closer to your leg, allowing a bend back from the middle of your back and releasing your head. Let's take 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, release. Gonna tuck our back toe. Push through downward facing dog. And coming down into child's pose. In child's pose, if you'd like, you can stay here. Keep your arms outstretched. If you'd like to open up your chest a little bit, you can bring your hands, your palms to touch, prayer. And exhaling, bringing your hands over your head. Gentle opening in your chest. 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, release your hands. I'm going to come up through tabletop, but then walking your hands forward, we're going to come down into puppy. So in this pose, your hips are directly above your knees. Your head is flat on the ground. Your arms are reaching out in front of you. If you'd like, you can stay here, or again, and bring your palms to touch, to prayer, and bend them over your head for an opening through your shoulders and your chest. Again, 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extending your arms out in front of you. Inhale, we're going to come back up. And come to a seated position, flat on the ground. So let's just finish out. We'll do cow pose on either side and an easy bridge, and then we'll finish with a few minutes of Shavasana. So for cow pose, we're going to try to cross our knees over one another. For me, it's I can start to cross them sitting down. It's easier for me to sort of roll forward, cross my knees, and then adjust as I come back to seated. Since my left leg is on top, for balance, I'm going to extend my arms, make sure that my right hand is on top. So we're always doing opposites. Bending your elbows, try to get your hands to touch behind you. If you can clasp them, that's great. If not, just bring them to touch. Inhale in your back. Then look up and we'll take 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lied. Let's do 10. 5 more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And go ahead, release your arms. And inhale, exhale, release your legs. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the other side. So now this time our left knee is gonna be underneath, our right knee is gonna be on top. Again, I like to adjust by coming forward and then sitting back down. Notice how your right side and your left side are probably a little bit different. It's totally normal. Gonna inhale, extend our arms out to either side. Opposite arm comes up on top, bend at the elbows. See if you can get your fingers to touch. Rolling your shoulders back, back straight, 10 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And exhale, release. Inhale. And go ahead and exhale your legs as well. Let's rotate so that we're laying down comfortably on our mat. Our legs are extended straight out in front of us. Our head is flat on the ground. Before we do a gentle back bend, first we're going to pull our left knee into our chest. Trying to grab your left knee with your right arm, extending your left arm straight out to the side. We're going to inhale and exhale, twist our left knee over to our right side, trying to keep both of our shoulders flat on the ground and our gaze following our left arm. Let's take 10 breaths here. 1, deeply in and out through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, come back to center. And release your left leg out in front of you. Inhale, we're going to bring our right knee into our chest, extending our right arm straight out to the side, letting our gaze follow our right arm. We're going to exhale, use our left hand to bring our right knee over to our left side, keeping both our shoulders flat on the ground, and 10 deep breaths. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more deep breath, inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Both feet flat on the ground. Go ahead and just windshield wipe your legs back and forth, letting them fall open as they go. And then bringing them back to center. We're going to do an easy bridge next. So bring the heels to the point where they're just barely touching your fingertips. Your fingertips just grazing the back of your heels. On the inhale, we're going to interlace our hands underneath our hips, push our hips up, and roll our shoulders underneath us for a back bend. All right, so as soon as you're ready, we're going to inhale. Exhale, push up, and interlace our fingers. Keeping our head looking straight up towards the sky, we're going to take 5 breaths here. Make sure you're really rooting through your feet and your shoulders. You're engaging your quads and your core and your glutes to make sure your weight on your lower back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Release your hips down to the ground. Rest for one breath, and then we're going to do the same thing again. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and lift your hips, interlacing your fingers, rotating your shoulders under, and 5 breaths here. 1, engaging your quads. 2, rooting through your feet. 3, rolling your shoulders under. 4, 5, and release. Release your shoulders from your knees into your chest. And just up and down. Just a few times, massaging your spine. And relaxing back onto the ground. Grabbing the outside of your feet, outside middle of your feet with your hands. Go ahead and just walk your legs out. Happy baby. Move them around. In them that maybe we didn't get to in today's practice. But mostly, just feel the comfort of being able to hold yourself and roll back and forth. Whenever you feel ready, go ahead and extend your leg out, straight in front of you. Letting your feet drop open to either side, rotating your shoulders under, and opening your arms out to either side. Inhale deeply, exhale, close your eyes. And come into Shavasana. Shavasana, take stock of how your body is feeling right now. Start with your toes. The balls of your feet, your arches, your heels, your ankles. Give a little bit of gratitude for all the work they've done today. And exhale, let them relax and sink into the ground. Bring your attention to your calves, to your knees, to your hips, to your thighs. Give thanks for everything they've done today. Let everything below your hips just sink into the ground. Relax. Bring your attention to your abdomen, to your chest and your shoulders. Give thanks for all their hard work, and again, exhaling deeply, let them release. Bring your attention to your fingertips, the palms of your hand, your wrists. Inhale deeply, give gratitude, and exhale. Let them relax completely. Bring your attention to your forearms, to your elbows, to your upper arms, again to your shoulders. Inhale with gratitude, and exhale, let everything below your neck sink into the ground, completely relaxed. Bring your attention to your throat, to your facial muscles, your eyes and your forehead, your jaw, the back of your head, Inhale and exhale, release. Feel yourself deeply rooted in the ground, completely relaxed. Bring your attention to the slow and deep breaths coming in and out through your nose. Whenever you feel comfortable, go ahead and gently roll onto your right side, resting your head on your right elbow as a pillow. Stay in this little fetal position for just a moment. Inhale, push yourself up. Come to a seated position similar to the one you were in at the beginning of our practice. Deeply exhale, release. Your eyes closed, bring your hands to heart center. Give thanks to your God, to your body, to your mat. And I thank you for practicing with me today. Thank you so much. Lovely practicing with you. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And I hope to see you again soon. Have a good one.